now we go on through our panel discussion, and we will also have a Q&A session with the audience, so we will welcome your questions. And now I give the floor to Vice President of Assolombarda, Alessandro Spada, who is joining us to the podium first, and President of UEAPME, Gunilla Almgren, to Chief Innovation Officer at Gruppo Rold, Paolo Barbatelli. And I know that Patrizia Toia will be joining us at a video conference as soon as she is with us. Can you please put her on the video, and we will know that she is with us. So thank you very much. Please join me. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Spada will also represent Confindustria, which is Italian Association of Enterprises, and he's also Vice President of Assolombarda. So thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon, and thanks for the invitation for today.
Voice, please.
My name is Alessandro Spada, and I'm a member of Assolombarda. That means the Milanese association here in the area. And today also I'm representing also Confindustria Lombardia, that is the regional association. And we believe that working together is something that can provide and add value for the effort that all the organization has to provide. The Europe 2020 strategy for growth focuses on reindustrialization driven by innovation and new technology, and on region capable of converting their smart specialization strategy into action. Research and innovation are the engine of industrial revival. In every sector, innovation has to be based on enabling and increasing multidisciplinary technology, involving various converging and mutually integrated sectors. This kind of technology development reduces sectoral difference and progressively enhance interdisciplinary approach. The starting point is unfortunately the persisting crisis of investment across Europe, with decrease of nearly 20% from 2007 to 2013. According to the European Bank of Investment, the European productivity growth rate has decreased since 2000 compared to US and Japan. And the Juncker plan may be a good starting point to reverse this trend. We hope, because we need it very, very strongly. In such crisis context, European action is crucial to boost countries like Italy and the flagship region as Lombardy, which both high concentration of innovative companies that would benefit from the UE industrial policy. Later on, you will have the pleasure to hear Paolo Barbatelli, that is as the Chief Innovation Officer of one of the most SMEs innovative enterprise that we have in Assolombarda, that is the Rold Group, and you will see how much work and how much passion they put all our company in this important field. According to the recent rankings by United Nations Industrial Development Organization and the WTO, the Italian business system ranks in a 9 worldwide for industrialization competitiveness, and 5th overall for trade surplus in manufactured goods. In Europe, we rank 2nd, preceded only by Germany. This is an important result. And we have also to remind that Italy, between 1991 and 2013, for some industry, especially the mechanical and the fashion industry, we increased our export from 20 billion each to over 70 million for the mechanical and 40 million for the fashion industry. Other important result has been reached by the home industry, that from 3.8 million growth to 6.4, and pharmaceutical industry from almost 1 billion nearly to 18 billions. In the period from 2010 and 2013, Italian export of packaged drugs grew by 6.8 million. The contribution made to the trade balance by Italian areas production excellence, given by fashion, clothing, home interiors, furnishing, equipment, machine, food, wine, grew from 35 billions to 128 billions. In particular, the trade balance of the automation, engineering, plastic, rubber, mechanical industry grew from 70 billions to 80 billion. And these one are data that are coming from Edison Foundation. Cerved Group, that is an important worldwide European research group, has identified the Italian joint stock company that doubled the turnover during the period of 2007 to 2012. And this number is a very high number because it's 3,472. The company that had a very high growth during this year. And most of them are concentrated in Lombardy and specialized in the sector like energy, fashion, home, high-tech, chemical, pharmaceutical, and business services, logistic, transport, so in many different fields. So, as you can see from this data, Lombardy is a driving engine. I wish especially to focus on the region business structure, because I mean we have a better number, a better figure of all the area, and not only from the area of Milan. As I said before, Lombardy has a good ranking on international markets. In 2013, registered plus 0.8 export rate compared to the total world, in line with the Baden-Württemberg and Bavaria, and ranking above the Rhone-Alpes and Catalonia. The Lombardy manufacturing industry, similar to the German one, focuses primarily on medium-tech companies. A significant share of the Lombardy workforce is employed in medium high-tech industry. This percentage is almost in line with the German average and above to the numbers of Rhone-Alpes and Catalonia. Furthermore, the innovation industry activity of the company focuses significantly on innovation. In particular, Lombardy stand out for its process innovation and for its product innovation in terms in which is very comparable with the German result. Lombardy companies have historically shown greater responsiveness to the market, often succeeding in innovation than offering with the creativity and become more and more competitive. Today, however, the capacity of individual company is no longer enough. Data collected from different research suggests that the size of a company is very, very important, and we need to improve the dimension of the company, growing from small size to medium large size company to get all the advantages of the innovative industry. We have an important role to try to support the growth of this company, and this one is one of the main regions for which, with the other partner, we establish the cluster. Within this cluster, businessmen, companies, university, and research center can pull together to develop projects supporting the manufacturing sector, which is the real engine of sustainable growth. What is required is the synergic interaction and practical cooperation between the different partners of the community to promote market-oriented innovation strategy that can intercept and anticipate global trends and the competitiveness demand of different production systems. For this reason, Confindustria Lombardia, that has more than 14,000 members and represent more than 700,000 employees, has a long experience and put all the efforts in supervise the activity of the 9 technology clusters in our territory, and dividing in each province the specialities of the different clusters. We didn't want to duplicate the work. We just wanted to have every region focused on each specialty. And another important approach of Confindustria Lombardia is to promote a bottom-up approach, which involves significant and direct involvement of all the actors around the table and try to make a good governance for this cluster. I'm pleased to say that the most successful experience from the local and also from the national success that we have in the different band that we have participated, the one that are driven by Regione Lombardia as the one that is most successful. And this one is very important for us to focus also our efforts for the future. Focus on smart specialization strategy. The advanced manufacturing is one of the most important facts because it makes some driving for the production with innovative process, evolutionary and adaptive productivity system, high efficiency production system, manufacturing of customized products, and manufacturing system with an environmental sustainability focus. In addition to that, we have to remind that from the period from 2014 to 2020, Lombardy company will benefit from a greater regional funds to make an incentive to the innovation that, as said before by Mr. Melazzini, and in the next 6 years there will be almost 1 billion. That is almost the double of what we had available during the period 2007 to 2013. That it was 532 million. And this one is an important effort for which all the part that are playing a role has to take in a great consideration. Coming back on what Assolombarda is doing for supporting all this activity, with the presence of Mr. Rocca, we launched the project Far Volare Milano, that is literally Make Milan Fly. But make Milan fly to make growth all the country, because Milano is the most important engine of the country. And so if we make fly Milano, Milano will take all the country and will make also the condition of all the other part of the country more reasonable and more open to the new business. In particular, the part that the crucial part of this project are the project that they are putting together the most important partner that there are here in the area. So to put institution like university, like bank, by the city law and by a region, all around one table. The project are focused on different and special issue, and one of the most important is the one that I'm taking care. That is the manufacturing development. For this project, we are trying to support all the innovative companies that I think that there are the most important that we have to support in a new project and to try to bring them in a new frontier. For example, we had an important project in cooperation with General Electric and Avio Aereo, that is an important company located in Cameri, for making available all the 3D printing and operation technology for the manufacturing of some special devices. We have been working for this project since almost 6 months, and we are trying to promote as much as possible innovative technology. We are also establishing a cooperation with the Istituto Italiano di Tecnologia based in Genova for some other new application on a special material. So we try to keep all the best excellence that we have in this country. And sometimes, I mean, we are always talking about the bad things about the country, but we never talk about the excellence. And Avio Cameri and the Istituto Italiano of Technology are very important reality. And so we are bringing companies there. We are trying to put the companies working with this institution. And one of the major issues that we want to make more frequent is to involve also the university, because we believe that the university has an important role and for the future, and we need to reduce the distance that there is between school and activity. So, closing my speech, I just say that these are just example of contribution, and what we see that we have some number, and we want to change this number. Because I mean we need to have an improvement, because I mean Europe has to come out of this crisis, and important events like the one that we are hosting here, Regione Lombardia, in this day is very important, because it gives us the possibility to focus of the emerging industry and focus on the industry that can grow and can make all our country successful for the future. So I thank you for the opportunity, and I will remain at your disposal if there are any questions after the speech of my colleague. Thank you.
Thank you. Please join us. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Spada. We are happy to hear that Lombardy is such an innovative region, and that industry can drive the change that Italy also needs. Now I know that we now can welcome Patrizia Toia in video conference from Brussels. Is she there? Patrizia Toia is Vice Chair of the Committee on Industry, Research and Energy of the European Parliament. Thank you and welcome.
Thanks.
Grazie per averci raggiunti. Sì, riesce a sentirci? Volevo chiederle come può il Parlamento europeo spingere anche per il cambiamento e aiutare le emerging industries a essere motore di cambiamento.
Grazie, buon pomeriggio a tutti. Vorrei dire a tutti i presenti che thanks, but I will speak in Italian, so if you could you take your headphone, please.
Thank you. If you speak English, okay. That's better. Thank you so much.
Allora, grazie a voi di questo invito e soprattutto
chiedo scusa, se preferisce italiano è uguale. Grazie.
Sì.
Potete allora indossare le cuffie e ascoltare la traduzione. Grazie.
Ok. Volevo innanzitutto complimentarmi per questa iniziativa che proprio con l'ottica europea apprezziamo moltissimo, in quanto porre al centro dello sviluppo dell'Europa, del continente europeo, il settore manifatturiero e all'interno di questo tutto il tema delle industrie che possono dare una vera spinta, essere veramente un motore, le emerging industries, penso che sia nell'ottica esattamente del mainstreaming che in questo momento le politiche industriali di innovazione e di crescita europee stanno appunto sottolineando. Sapete tutti che la mia commissione, la Commissione Industria, Energia e Ricerca, ha accompagnato il lavoro di creazione di una politica industriale di questi anni ed è fortemente convinta che l'obiettivo del raggiungimento del 20% di PIL europeo dal settore manifatturiero sia un obiettivo non solo raggiungibile ma assolutamente indispensabile se vogliamo che l'economia del nostro continente abbia quel rafforzamento, quella durata, quella possibilità diciamo di rafforzamento che è necessario abbia. Allora da questo punto di vista vorrei sottolineare innanzitutto una scelta che è stata fatta nella scorsa legislatura e che caratterizzerà le politiche europee di questi 7 anni della nostra programmazione, della nostra attività fino al 2020. Noi abbiamo voluto nel grande 8° programma quadro di ricerca Horizon 2020 porre un asse centrale che è quello della leadership industriale. Mai i programmi di ricerca europei avevano fatto così focalizzazione sulla necessità di legare la ricerca, l'innovazione alla crescita, al trasferimento dell'innovazione nell'industria per dare all'industria europea una possibilità diciamo di innovazione dei propri prodotti ma anche dei propri processi produttivi per creare nuovi servizi per esempio, oltre che nuovi prodotti. Questa è stata una scelta centrale, dunque accanto alla ricerca di base e accanto alla ricerca nel settore dell'innovazione sociale, delle grandi sfide climatiche, demografiche, umane che l'Europa avrà davanti a sé in questi anni, abbiamo posto questo filone della leadership industriale, nel quale sta la ricerca spaziale, nel quale stanno diversi settori di ricerca, nel quale stanno tutte le PPI, le partnership così importanti per mettere insieme mondi diversi e fare ricerca precompetitiva ma che prelude poi a nuove innovazioni industriali, e stanno anche diciamo tutto il settore delle grandi JTI. La leadership industriale significa anche puntare su quelle che sono considerate diciamo le industrie che possono favorire appunto le emerging industries. In particolare penso alle CAT, alle Q, Technology Industries, che sono diciamo i settori chiave che possono essere considerati i settori che possono dar luogo appunto alla nascita non solo di nuovi prodotti ma anche di nuovi processi, di nuovi servizi, e penso a quelle che sono state identificate dall'Europa, i 6 settori diciamo delle CAT, delle tecnologie abilitanti, delle tecnologie chiave abilitanti, la nanotecnologia, la microelettronica, la fotonica, le biotecnologie, i materiali avanzati, i sistemi di fabbricazione avanzate, penso a tutto il mondo dell'edilizia e al grande aiuto che può dare attraverso questi sistemi di fabbricazione avanzate anche al raggiungimento dell'obiettivo, non dimentichiamocelo mai, dell'ambito diciamo delle politiche climatiche e energetiche europee, l'obiettivo del 20% di efficienza energetica al 2020, obiettivo che voi sapete è stato nell'ultimo Consiglio europeo alzato addirittura al 27% per il 2030, quindi è una costante delle politiche europee. E il settore diciamo delle tecnologie abilitanti nei sistemi di fabbricazione avanzate può contribuire anche al raggiungimento di questo obiettivo. Allora, in questi settori noi abbiamo voluto concentrare lo sforzo della ricerca. Dei circa 20 miliardi che sono le risorse disponibili per la ricerca nella leadership industriale, dunque nella ricerca per il trasferimento tecnologico alle imprese, circa 6-7 miliardi sono proprio legati a questi settori che fanno parte proprio dell'ambito diciamo delle industrie emergenti o delle industrie che hanno bisogno di un'innovazione per rimanere al passo coi tempi. Quindi io penso, e delle call molto importanti, voglio ricordarlo agli imprenditori presenti, agli operatori presenti, sono proprio aperte per questo anno in diversi ambiti. Quindi credo che noi abbiamo dato diciamo, un'indicazione che rimane costante nella politica europea dei prossimi anni e che semmai andrà aumentata, nel dire che se vogliamo che questi ambiti siano un po' motore per la crescita in Europa, noi dobbiamo sostenerli prima di tutto attraverso la leva dell'innovazione e della ricerca. non è certo l'unica leva, c'è un problema di credito, c'è un problema di condizioni complessive di sviluppo, di infrastrutture, c'è un problema di semplificazione amministrativa, sono tanti gli ambiti nei quali la politica e le istituzioni europee, come quelle degli Stati membri, delle regioni in prima fila, devono operare per favorire questa crescita del manifatturiero. Ma certamente l'Europa ha puntato fortemente, io penso che la caratteristica di questi anni sia stata proprio questa, la ricerca e l'innovazione. Probabilmente nei prossimi tempi, anche in attesa del piano di 300 miliardi che il Presidente Juncker ha garantito, sarà presentato entro l'anno, probabilmente lì accanto all'innovazione ci sarà un problema di strumenti finanziari, quindi di risorse finanziarie, di credito, cash e di nuovi modelli, diciamo, di strumenti finanziari. Ma adesso questa è stata la centralità. Vorrei aggiungere due cose, se ho ancora un attimo di tempo, se la coordinatrice e moderatrice me lo concede. L'esame di ciò che è avvenuto in questi anni a livello europeo sotto questo profilo ci induce a una considerazione che deve un po' far cambiare le nostre politiche. Cioè noi abbiamo raggiunto nella ricerca, quindi nelle scoperte anche che preludono alla ricerca, che attraverso la ricerca si fanno, nelle scoperte scientifiche e tecnologiche abbiamo raggiunto grandi traguardi in Europa. Ci sono molti risultati di ricerche che segnano delle potenzialità enormi. Purtroppo non siamo stati altrettanto bravi nell'accompagnare queste ricerche, questi risultati di ricerca, in risultati poi commerciali, di nuovi prodotti da mettere sul mercato nel contesto europeo. Molto spesso i risultati della nostra ricerca sono stati acquisiti e diventati brevetto e prodotto su altri mercati fuori dall'Europa. Nulla di male, perché noi non vogliamo che ci siano barriere che impediscono anche queste forme di collaborazione, ma qualcosa di non positivo che va cambiato se questo è il frutto di una nostra mancata capacità di accompagnare anche la nascita di nuove imprese per questi nuovi prodotti. Quindi dalla ricerca al trasferimento tecnologico dell'innovazione alla commercializzazione di nuovi prodotti e alla nascita di nuove imprese è il passo ulteriore che dobbiamo fare. Ne siamo consapevoli, questo comporta una diversità, diciamo, di politiche, un allargamento delle nostre politiche. Per esempio una maggiore integrazione tra università e mondo dell'impresa, che in certe regioni di certi paesi europei c'è. Posso citare per l'Italia, per esempio, la Lombardia, il Piemonte, il Trentino. Qui questa capacità c'è stata, così se ci fossero colleghi di altri Stati membri racconterebbero di esperienze dalla Finlandia all'Inghilterra ad altri Stati dell'Europa. Ma questo non è un risultato ancora acquisito da tutto il contesto europeo e invece c'è molto bisogno. Quindi noi dobbiamo trovare interlocuzioni, collaborazioni tra ricercatori e imprenditori, con le istituzioni, che devono essere un po' regista, col mondo del capitale e della finanza. C'è abbastanza capacità di venture capital nelle nostre realtà per accompagnare queste innovazioni, per accompagnare l'entrata sul mercato di queste ricerche, oppure anche il sistema finanziario europeo ha bisogno, diciamo, di maggiore modernizzazione, allargamento? E solo le banche possono essere finanziatori o altri soggetti finanziari, altri fondi possono entrare in questo processo? Quindi vedete che il discorso si allarga, diciamo, dall'impresa a politiche più generali, ma questo è un passo che bisognerà ulteriormente fare. L'ultima considerazione è questa, sempre lo dico dallo sguardo europeo. Ci viene chiesto da molti Stati e dalle regioni di molti Stati di evitare un po' il rischio della concentrazione. Spesso eccellenza richiama eccellenza e questo, come dire, rende più concentrati i luoghi dove questi processi avvengono, queste novità diventano realtà. Penso che un certo livello di concentrazione sia necessario, altrimenti, come dire, disperdiamo le risorse. Però l'Europa deve crescere con una logica di convergenza, di avvicinamento, non di allontanamento delle aree. Tutta la politica di coesione è improntata a questo, tutta la politica regionale. E quindi noi dobbiamo anche essere attenti a una certa disseminazione di questi processi e di questi interventi. Cosa significa? Non certo parcellizzare l'intervento, ma avere la capacità di creare molte partnership, molti collegamenti, per cui da una realtà economicamente più sviluppata, dove l'industria è presente, dove l'università è presente, dove i centri di ricerca sono presenti e dove c'è questa favorevole collaborazione, noi dobbiamo riuscire a raggiungere e a coinvolgere aree più periferiche, a volte sono anche periferiche geograficamente nel quadro europeo, a volte sono periferiche dal punto di vista di una minore capacità di autonoma di sviluppo. Ecco, un compito dell'Europa è anche quello di creare un quadro più convergente, economie più convergenti, altrimenti l'intera economia europea, e se stiamo alla zona euro ne abbiamo avuto degli esempi, l'intera economia europea ne risente. Quindi il processo di sviluppo deve essere quanto più allargato e quanto più coinvolgente possibile. Questo è anche un compito delle realtà più forti che sanno, penso alle regioni più sviluppate, che sanno di essere investite di questo compito, di collaborare con altre regioni, ma anche di cercare partner che hanno bisogno di essere un poco accompagnati e con i quali condividere questi risultati. Ultimissima davvero considerazione, le più recenti scelte europee, quelle che hanno caratterizzato il varo del bilancio pluriennale, del quadro di sviluppo finanziario pluriennale e dei principali programmi, hanno operato un'altra scelta molto innovativa. Noi abbiamo consentito con i regolamenti che le risorse del programma Horizon si potessero affiancare e coordinare e agire insieme con le risorse dei programmi di sviluppo della politica regionale di coesione. Quindi fondi strutturali che hanno tra le loro priorità anch'esse la ricerca e l'innovazione, accanto all'efficienza energetica, al digitale, eccetera. Questi fondi strutturali che le regioni impiegano con i POR possono essere combinati con i fondi europei di accesso diretto come il programma Horizon. Quindi qui sta la capacità dei soggetti territoriali, delle autonomie regionali, per esempio, di combinare questi fondi attorno a progetti molto, molto definiti che si concentrano appunto sulle industrie e le aree più innovative, cercando di mettere insieme, diciamo, una parte più infrastrutturale e una parte più di merito, al fine appunto di rendere quanto più possibile efficienti e quanto più possibili performanti, se posso usare questo termine più del mondo economico, anche alle scelte delle istituzioni, quanto più possibili performanti sul territorio. Voi sapete che Horizon ha avuto un biennio già coi bandi 2014-2015, si sta ora riflettendo sulle priorità future. Sono certa che tutto questo ambito di questo tipo di industrie centrali, motore di sviluppo, resterà al centro delle priorità e comunque ogni interlocuzione, ogni dialogo sarà opportuno per orientare anche le nostre priorità per il prossimo biennio del programma Horizon. Grazie e buon lavoro.
Che lei ha un aereo da prendere e quindi la ringraziamo per il contributo. Avete sentito quindi che nella nuova strategia UE del climate change ci saranno poi nuovi strumenti finanziari. We actually need all our support to the new EU strategy for climate change. And that's very important also for emerging industries. Now we go on with our panel discussion, and I would ask Gunilla Halmgren, what exactly is EU APME and how small and medium enterprises can help emerging industries and what kind of problems they are facing now? Please.
Grazie. Voglio inizialmente ringraziarle di invitarmi qui a Milano. Sono arrivato dalla Svezia oggi, dove c'è molto freddo. È bello qui. And I have an order to speak in English, so I have to change the language.
Thank you for your Italian.
Yes, thank you. UEAPME is in French, Union Européenne de l'Artisanat et des Petites et Moyennes Entreprises. So UEAPME is an organization on the European level to work for all the small and medium-sized companies in Europe. We are based in Brussels, and there are 84 organizations, sectorial as well as national, from all over Europe, Turkey and Switzerland. And today, here when I sit, I'm representing 12 million entrepreneurs. And I am very proud to have to be their voice in Europe today. When we go to helping emerging industries, we can also easily say that in Europe, we have, as we heard earlier, 22 million companies. 99.8% of them are small businesses, small and medium-sized businesses. The average employee a company has is 6 employees. So most of the companies are micros. We all very often talk about the big industry, but they are very, very, very few. 0.2. And that's out of the margin, I normally say. It's we should be the rule, the small businesses. And we never talk about the person behind the business, because a business is not a business without one person taking the risk, starting the business. And it's a higher risk to develop the emerging industries in the future, and going to the bank will of course also create problems for us. And I think that is one solution we have to look into on the European level, is to create new financial instruments. We can't blame the banks. I have done it many times when I am talking with a bank, and in Sweden the small companies, we pay 3% more of interest rate than the big companies. So just by starting, we have 3% higher cost of financing our companies. And to develop them, especially when you have to invest in industries, it is a high cost and a high risk, and the banks are not always, of course, they're not keen on, because they see the risk. But we are convinced that we have to create new financial instruments to develop, to make sure that the investors are prepared to invest in the small businesses. Additional to that, we can talk about the entire internal market. If your company has the possibilities to quite quickly go into all of the market in Europe first and the global market, it will be a quicker startup than only working in the internal national market. Then we can go to the administrative burdens. What companies need are trustworthy regulations, security, long-sighted regulations, but what we do not need is administrative burdens. And I have been in the high-level group of administrative burdens now for 2 to 3 years. We delivered a report 2 weeks ago, where we have several proposals where we can reduce the administrative burdens. Additional to that, when we talk about innovation, we need to, of course, work much more with innovation and focus that, because very often the research goes and stops in the libraries, and we need to create the money for the growth and the jobs. So we need more of the innovation to come into the market. I stop there if you have any comments to that.
Yes, also in Italy we have, of course, some administrative burdens that are huge for SMEs. And even if you in Sweden recognize that, it's really a problem for Europe, I mean. And also the financial issues are huge. What kind of policies do small and medium enterprises need in order to get finance, to get less administrative burdens on their side?
We can, of course, look into the bookkeeping problem. I was now working 3 days to make my declaration for the VAT. And I have no specialist to give it to. I can't delegate. I have my business, and we are importers of sanitary fittings, valvola sfera, tube flessibile, che compriamo a Bergamo, a Trivio.
Brava. Great.
Importiamo
Thank you so much.
molto dall'Italia. Sono molto bravi di fornire in tempo, tutto in tempo, e i miei clienti sono molto contenti.
E le hanno insegnato l'italiano, brava.
when we work with the customers, we can see, of course, that working with all these papers, I rather work with my customers to develop your Italian industry, to sell it more in Sweden. But I said 3 days to make my VAT declaration. That is far too much.
Too much.
It's far too much. We have, for example, you know about the chemistry legislation, REACH. I have a customer in Sweden. I supply heating pumps, flexible hoses, Dall'Italia. And it's a big company, and they are owned by Bosch. And they say, we need all our suppliers to stick to the REACH. And I say, well, I have 3 employees. Do we have to stick to REACH? Yes, you have to stick to REACH. And I asked my Italian producer, can you please deliver a paper that you're about the REACH? You have to make a specification of the chemical content in the hoses. And they said, well, we cannot do that. I have 10 employees. We are producers. Then we have to ask a consultant to come in, and that's far too expensive. So that's examples of how it comes into the small businesses. Some examples.
Some examples.
I have lots of them.
And we will be on that again later. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your ideas with us. And really, in Italy we have the same problems, but also the same opportunities. And we have here Paolo Barbatelli, who is Chief Innovation Officer at Gruppo Rold. I know that you are working with other industries and with Politecnico of Milan on research and in order to transfer the innovation also to your companies. How do you see, from your point of view, emerging industries, and what should we do? What kind of policies do you need?
Okay. First of all, good afternoon to everybody. It's a pleasure and an honor to be here with you. And I know I can explain better, saying something about our history and our story about in terms of innovation and the network and enterprise, our last experience with the Politecnico and what we developed in the last year. No? And let me say you something that could be, could look strange, but first of all, what we think in our experience about our innovation way, innovation road, is that you have to drop from your dictionary the word survive. If you are focused on surviving, you never get innovation. There are 2 different ways to get to innovation and to survive. So drop from your dictionary, survive. If you have to survive, you have no time to think to innovation. Second step in our experience is that what we can say that, innovation must be the strategy, not a part of the strategy. This is not easy for small and medium enterprises, but you have to change. If you don't shift the way in which you see your business, you always look at innovation in terms of money, waiting for Santa Claus, let me say. Santa Claus coming from Europe, from the region, from everybody. But, it's a wrong way to see at innovation. Innovation doesn't need Santa Claus, but you have to innovate starting from the basic layer of your company, of your business. And we always think to innovation as something that comes from a technological breakthrough, but sometimes happen. But I don't want to use the Italian way to say this, but everybody, you Italian people know that is a botta of, that is something happened, but and in our experience, we just 5 years ago, I want to say something about my company, but it's very relevant what we realized in the last year, but also in our history, because we come from 15-year history. Our company is established in 1963. Is a real solid mechanic and electronic company. It's not Google, it's not Facebook, it's not an high-tech company, but I say this, I come from ICT, so I say this with the maximum respect. I'm not saying that, they are incredible business, but we are really producing something that is plastic and metal and electronics together. And we produce very small parts, and 50 million parts finished per year here in Lombardy. That I come from another region that is in the center of Italy, and Lombardy is really high cost. So that is the way in which we pay more than 200 people here in Lombardy and export to China our product. So where is the magic recipe? There is no magic recipe. There is just a way in which the innovation must be the basic strategy of the company. You have to reinvent your organization, looking also at the company roles, such as general management or something like this. There must be a kind of strategic board that is different from what we get for the fiscal or issues or something like this. But we have to reinvent this way in which we look at our business. And some years ago, we are in the crisis. They are still saying now that there is a lot of problem, that is weak economy. We are always think about this, and our company has faced the same problem, because the market, you remember in 2008, 2009, the market dropped down. No? In that year, when the markets dropped down, we faced crisis too. We decide to change the way. We decide that we cannot get fist in the face, but we want to change the way in which we look at innovation in the market. And we decide that we don't want to survive. We want to compete in a new way, and we decide together with other two companies that are not so small companies as our same size. So together is small and medium, I say, but more medium than small probably. And we decide to make a network of enterprises. And the company has other Assolombarda companies, so Fluidotech and Componenti, they are in our same region. And we decide to establish a way in which we can make research and innovation in a strategic, with a strategic model, not just single shot. We go at the Politecnico of Milano, that sometimes is not easy to share and to collaborate with the small and medium enterprise. So we establish this network, and we share together with Fondazione Politecnico a fund, and that is multiple year, so it's not just single shot. But we spend our money. This is what I say when I want to say that we are not to expect Santa Claus, no? And that you have to start from yourself, and then sometimes happen, because if you start for yourself, there is a kind of Forrest Gump effect, no? If you run, somebody run together with you, no? This is the way. And this experience is called Road Research, now is a reality, now is a very strong initiative. We have multidisciplinary researchers. There are 4 departments at the Politecnico that work together with us, and it's a very strong relation. And on next week, we will establish an innovative startup. It's something casual, but it's happened. So we established together with the other company an innovative startup for different business for our current historical one. But, other things that I want to say and share with you, that is, remember, Drop Survive strategy for innovation, that is the main strategy, Everything, financial, general management, operation, must be focused to innovation, no other way. And the third thing that, is very important, that you have to find resource, and I say again the meaning of not waiting for Santa Claus, but, that you have to find resource looking at your business. And this is a way in which what we told what innovation governance, that is quite important, because, sometimes small and medium enterprises has a lack of governance in the general meeting, but they have also the problem to to see the effect of innovation. And just at the ending point, what I can say you, how can you measure the way in which the innovation way generate results? The three companies rolled, my company, Fluidotech and Componenti, are older than 50. So they are very historical company, mechanical, manufacturing, not, let me say, high-tech in the common meaning, in the common sense. And they are, you know, they face crisis. But all of the three companies last year realized the best performance ever. Is a case or something that happened because somebody, I don't know, something magic? I don't think so. It's a way in which, you know, the feeling of innovation, the way in which you share together, and you can create a kind of virtual company that is a real virtual, sorry for, you know, the joking, no? But it's something that, you know, you can, you don't need to share, you know, property, or, you know, you don't need a huge amount of money to realize this. You need only the idea, the way, and it happened. So I can say that, you know, this is the best way to measure, no, how to achieve a result of innovation. And what we expect from, you know, from the local government, and, you know, we have established a good relationship. We have in Assolombarda, and with, you know, with the Lombardy region, also with the Brussels people, and, you know, with the Lombardy region delegation. But, you know, what I can say, it's probably that the most important thing is to find a way to I don't know, to how can explain, but, you know, to find a way in which to
push innovation.
Yeah, it's you know, probably sometimes the way in which innovation is strictly connected. I already said that in technological in products, but nobody say that we have to teach to companies, small and medium enterprises, how to reach innovation. That is something that is in management, in organization, and, you know, something like this. You know, technology, I don't want to say it's easier, but we have good university. We had a lot of things about this. We had money, we had fund, and we can find. But, you know, most part of company has a lack of a problem.
True innovation.
I say, yeah, I say it's not. It's when I say me, I don't say me saying myself, but, you know, as a problem to find people like me. So I don't know if in European community could be the way in which you can create a kind of global list for people like me. I say not me myself, I repeat, but people with the same role that can drive innovation. That could be a real value, no? Because everything is following this. Okay. So
yes, we need best practices.
Yeah. Sure.
Thank you for sharing your vision with us. I wonder if there is any question. Thank you. And any question? Because we are running a little bit late, so maybe we can just skip this part and just maybe 1 minute. 1 minute, Mr. Spada. Gunilla, please, just 1 minute to tell us how really can we be innovative through emerging technologies. I mean, which is your hype? For me, for example, is sustainability. For me, it's my keyword in my life now. The keyword is sustainability, true sustainability. So I really hope that also this new climate change treaties can be successful for the planet. What is your keyword of the moment?
From the European level, I would like to say, is of course to follow up all what the Commission and the Parliament, the decisions they already delivered to us. Because the national level is not so quick to use the new policies that arrives. And that is combined also to the gold plating, not to treat one country special, because then we don't have all of the market when you have the innovated products to be delivered. And of course we also have, as I wrote here, one thing that we never talk about is languages. I love to do business with Italy because I speak Italian. But maybe I can also find good products in Hungary, but I don't speak the language. So I think we need, besides innovation or combined with innovation, we need to also develop our languages to talk with each other.
Yeah.
Because even if we use the computers and Facebook, we need to have a communication.
Yeah.
So I think that is very, very important. And please also work with your national levels to follow the new steps that the Commission takes and the Parliament takes, because we can use it very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Spada, just 1 minute.
Yes.
Yes, please, a microphone is coming also, and just in 1 minute, your keywords of the moment.
The key word, I think that Europe has to invest more in the industry, in the company, instead of to put efforts in financing and another policy. I mean, the industry is the only engine to make Europe growing. This one is, for me, the most important factor. The second is that, I mean, we have to make Europe as only one country. Because I mean, we have too many things that they are still different from one country to the other. Just not all the countries have the same currency, not all countries have the same politics about work and the fiscal point. I mean, there are all these things that we need to treat as only one country. This one is very essential for us. And let me say also one thing, because I mean, we're talking about the Italian company. I think that they are investing a lot in trying to improve the international market, and so also the way to speak English and to be on the market, because we understood that, I mean, is the only way to survive. The local market is very poor. Company that they are located on the local market are going to suffer, as well the company that they are not innovating, because I mean is the matter of you were saying before innovating or surviving. In some cases, it is not possible even to survive. I mean, my company, I mean, is in a very mature business, and for us, it's not possible to survive. Or you innovate and you go on, or not. It's a question of when you are going to die.
Be out of market.
Yeah, there is no any.
It's a way for delaying death.
Yeah,
No?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Barbatelli. Just one word.
You know, I repeat what I said. So what I can ask to European community is that
Give money.
please doesn't put only money on table, but explain to company how to achieve this. No, and really help about organization and you know
and also this kind of conferences can be of help.
Sure, this is the only way.